Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Green Machine Outdoors with Dan. We're on the James River this morning. The bite's been a little finicky. We've got some new tactics that we're going to employ to try and get some fish in the boat today. Got some jumping already. Okay, stay tuned. In a minute we'll tell you all about how we're going to do that right after this. Well, the bite on the James River the past couple days has been a little slow, and that's what I've been hearing pretty much all around the board. Some people are catching fish, but for most people they've seen a significant drop in the bite. Hopefully that's got to turn on. You know, it's got to turn on at some point, so hopefully that's this morning. We did have a big rain event overnight, and typically I've done pretty well after rain events, so I'm hoping that's the case today. I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I've been relying on pretty much exclusively cut shad. I do have two pieces of cut shad out, one's a head and one's a body section. So I've got some crappie on the back two rods. We'll see if they're interested in that. I've got plenty of crappie and plenty of shad, so whichever one they're more interested in, I can put more of that out there. Maybe it's a mix, maybe it's one or the other, we'll find out. So hopefully in a minute or two, we'll see some rod tips going down. We've been on the drift for about 25 minutes and there's not really a whole lot of action, just a couple taps here and there. So I'm gonna go ahead and downsize some hooks, downsize some baits, and see if I can just key in on any fish. And then hopefully that'll lead me to make some better decisions and move forward to finding some bigger fish. All right, well, we've been on the water for almost 3 hours and we just got our first bite. Feels like a decent bite. Hopefully, because I've certainly been waiting long enough. Feels like a nice heavy fish. I pulled up my front two rods real quick. I'm gonna try and move them around to the sides so I can land this guy on the left. That's been working out pretty well for me. Okay, so we're back. We've got this fish on the left side of the boat, sitting like a log down there. I was starting to get worried. I got skunked last trip out and it was looking to be the same this trip. It's been a little frustrating, but this one hit the crappie head. And it's funny because I just got rid of another piece of crappie, so I might have to put some more of that out there. I had moved spots. Just been jumping down the river back towards the boat ramp, stopping any deep holes that I see. We've got the bubbles coming up, that's nice. Taking our time with him. There's been a lot of big dead fish in the river lately, so I want to make sure that this guy doesn't end up being one of them. Oh wow. I refreshed all my lines and knots and hooks and everything the other day, so I know I had a couple big ones break off in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I think 2 of them, and I haven't really had any break-offs recently. I'm thinking that's just from having the mono sit in the sun and being in the heat so much, but hopefully that's not a problem today. I took about 100 yards off the top. There's the crappie head. So it looks like we'll get that back, which is nice. And we're about to get a look at this fish. Oh, it's huge. That's a nice big cat. All right, let's get him in the boat. I think he's ready. No, he's not. Okay, I'm going to check back in with you. I'm gonna let him tire himself out a little bit while I get the boat ready. I'm gonna pull the pedals out, get my measuring board ready, and we'll be back. Okay, so it is time to land this fish. I'm willing to put in some time if there's some payoff, but it's hard when you sit out here for 4 or 5 hours and don't catch anything. Makes you start to wonder what's going on. But this is worth it. Okay, so I got my hand on the leader. Holy crap! Alright, I didn't waste too much time with that fish after getting her measured. It took a little bit longer than I'd like to get it laid out on the board just right. So I didn't want to keep her out of the water any longer than I had to, just dumped her in. There was another fisherman that went by, he wanted to check it out, so showed him real quick and dumped it in. I didn't get a shot for the camera. Maybe if I go back there'll be something worthwhile on there, but it was a big fish, 44 inches, 44 and a quarter inches I believe. So yeah, it was a nice fish. I'll check in on my pictures and see what that length was. But I wish I had a chance to weigh her, but not gonna happen today. Okay, just a quick update on where we are here. I'm gonna change tactics even more now. I've been looking for one big fish and I've had some smaller baits and hooks out too. I'm in a tournament this month where I'm looking for a combination of fish. I need one really big fish, which hopefully that one will do the trick for me. That's a big fish for this style tournament. I will keep one big bait out of my 4 rods just in case I can upgrade that fish a long time. And in the meantime, I'm going to take my other 3 rods, downsize hooks even more, downsize baits, and start focusing in on smaller fish. I want as many right at 30 inches or a little bit smaller as possible. So 29.5 to 29.75 inches is perfect. So we're going to start focusing on those, and hopefully that means the catch rate will go up, and we'll see what happens. Check it out. Feels like a smaller fish, which was the target, so we're actually happy about that, as odd as it sounds. Hopefully it still has some size to it. It's still got to be around 30 inches or so. Just getting some messages here from an old friend that saw me on the river. What's up, Michael? This will be a good fish for us. Okay, let's get him in the boat and on the measuring board. Okay, so 27.75. That'll help. Okay, we got a fish back here. Tiny little dink. That happens with the small baits. Another bite up here, bigger bite. Much better bite up here. We're gonna leave him chill for a minute. Good, we hit a little spot. Been drifting for a while without much action, so it's good to be back on it here. We're only in about 20 to 25 feet of water. Just trying something new, trying to find the smaller fish. Throughout the past 2 weeks or so, I've been on the big fish, and there have been no smaller fish mixed in with that, so I think they're kind of grouping up together. That's a great fish for me. Still a little bit on the small side, but at least it's a fish on the board. So let's get these in here. He may not be even big enough to measure over here. I'm not going to bother with that. If that's on my scoreboard, I'm in rough shape. I've got bigger problems. So we're just going to get him back in the water. That's a little baby. This is a better fish up here. Practice landing on the right, which I almost never do. Yeah, I just don't like it. Okay, that fish will go 27¼ inches. Let's get him back in the water. Got another smaller fish back here. Let's see, let go. Getting a lot of hits, but they can't get the hook in their mouth, even with the smaller hooks. So that's usually going to be a real small fish, which I have a feeling this one is. Yeah, really small fish, not going to do anything for me. Okay, so we are hooked up front. Hopefully we have something with a little bit more size to it. It feels like it. The goal is to get 2 more fish before these storms roll in that count for the board. So 18 to 30 inches, and then wrap it up for the day and get out of here. You can always upgrade them later. Well, that's something you don't see every day. 2 fish tangled up on 1 line. I've got to pull that in and see what's going on. I think I caught 2 fish and then they tangled themselves up together. So very interesting. Kind of a mess. There's one of them, just a teeny tiny little guy. He's not going to work for me. This one's got some length to it, so that might work. He was never hooked. Take a look at this. He was biting onto the beads on my rig, and he just clamped onto it and never let go. Got himself wrapped up with the other fish, so they must have come through together and must have been fighting over that bait. That's kind of cool. That's almost a 19-inch fish, so he counts. Not really going to help me out a bunch, but there he goes. Changed spots, changed out baits. Took a little while, but hooked up with another one finally. This one feels like it might be in the class we're looking for. That happy medium size. Back into 40 foot of water, so we went a little deeper again. Just trying to keep changing things up. See what works, see what doesn't. The river's not the same as it was last week or 2 weeks ago. The closer he gets up here, the more I realize he might just be a little guy. He'll help. We'll take it. Alright, that's a little 24-inch fish. Looks like he has a broken jaw, bottom lip. He got hooked in the top lip, so we're gonna let him go real easy. Looks like he's pretty close to healing. He's all beat up. He must have been scrapping it up during the spawn. So they'll recover, they're hardy. Alrighty, here we go again. We're almost to the point where we don't want the fish to be huge, which hopefully this one's not. It's not feeling super heavy. Maybe it is. If anything, it's got to be an upgrade. Oh boy. That might get interesting. He's starting to wrap up my other line. Let's see here. I'm going to try and pull this line in before it gets wrapped up any worse. Okay, let's get back to fighting this fish. I got all the other rods tucked in the back. I see him coming up to the surface way out here. He's running towards the shallows. It's a nice fish. We're running deep again. I saw the boat and he's making a run for it again. He's not ready to give up yet. Okay, let's get this fish in. That's another big one. There we go. Check out that fish. That's another nice big one. Let's get her on the board. Let's try and do this quick. Okay, one more picture with her. And let's get her out of here. We'll let her take her time. She'll swim off when she's ready. Okay, she's almost ready. Take her time with her. No rush. There she goes. Right back down to the bottom. Yeah, I was reeling this line up and I think we've got a fish on it. I thought it was just wrapped up with my other lines, but there's a fish on there. A little dinker. Alright. They're sneaky. Let's get this one released real quick. Get everything sorted out and get back to it. Check out that little guy. Alright, let's get that little guy out of here. Alright, right when I get things untangled and I start getting everything organized again, this rod takes off on me. I'm glad he waited, because that would have been a little chaotic if I try to do that all at the same time. Feels like another really nice fish, which is always fun to catch. Perhaps not what I need right now, though. Pull and drag now. Oh boy. Yeah, he's angry. This is right at the edge here. I went from a 50-foot hole. It starts coming up into a flatter section. It's a pretty steep lift there. Oh, there he goes. If it's gonna be big, it's gotta be bigger than 44. While we're fighting this fish, do me a favor. Look down below this video, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps this channel out a bunch. If you like seeing these big fish and lots of action, hit the thumbs up button for me today if you like this video. It would really mean a lot. You got plenty of time while I fight this thing to go hit that subscribe button for me. I'm trying to make this channel grow and show off these fish we have in the James River. It's pretty interesting this morning. I learned something new. I'd set my net out to catch bait and I caught a blue crab. And upon further investigation, a lot of people told me that's pretty common this time of year up here. The salinity starts coming up through the river from the bay, and it's not uncommon at all to see blue crab and even flounder make it up this far, which would be kind of cool. Yeah, if you look at the fish finder graph, you can see that drop off, and it looks like there's a couple more fish hanging there. I'd love to get more baits back in there, but the fish won't cooperate for me. I've been waiting all morning for them to be hungry, and now it's just happening. Now I was just getting ready to get off the water. I might have to stay a little longer now. Starting to see some bubbles. That's good. He's going to decompress coming from that 45-foot hole up to the surface. That's important for the health of the fish. I want to keep catching these big fish, so I'm going to do my best to treat them the right way. I can see the leader now. It's any minute before we get a glimpse of this fish. That's another tank. Really nice fish. Okay, this rod's not in the water yet, so I'm going to reorganize a little bit. I'll be back with you for the landing. Okay, let's go land this fish now. Plenty of room on the left side of my boat. I have a lot of confidence bringing big fish in over here. We've been doing it a lot lately. Did you hit that subscribe button for me? I sure hope you did. It would mean a lot. Okay, there he is next to the boat. That's a nice big long fish. Might be the biggest fish of the day. We will find out. Oh boy. Look at that thing. That's a pig. All right. That fish is 40¼ inches and heavy. Big fatty. Let's get it back in the water. And we'll get a release for you. All right, there he goes, swimming back down to the bottom. Okay, well that's gonna do it for us here today. Started off what seemed like was gonna be a flop of a trip. Just spent 2.5 hours before we even got our first bite, and then things gradually started to snowball. Had a really hot spot around 11:15 or so, where the rods just kept going down. I couldn't even look at my phone or update fish or anything, answer text messages. The rods were just going down, and it was awesome. I caught 3 really nice fish today. 2 of them were in that 15-minute stretch back about an hour ago. I had to throw back a 38-incher and a 40¼ incher that won't do anything for me in my tournament. So another day I'll come out here and look for some medium-sized fish, trying to hit that 30-inch mark. The goal today was to at least fill out a limit, so I've got my 5 fish. Now it's just time to upgrade. So I really appreciate you following along. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you saw today. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more in the future. Really appreciate it. Until next one, giddy up.